This is one of my favorite places in New York. It's just really pretty. Hello. Okay, so this video is special because in 2 days, I'm gonna be 26 years old. I feel like birthdays are really weird once you start getting older. I know that if you're older than 26, you're gonna be like, oh, you're so young. Or if you're younger, then it's like, oh yeah, you're 26. I'm excited, but it's also weird because I feel like now I'm getting closer to 30 than I am to 20. So kind of wanted to share a few things that I've learned throughout these 26 years. It's a good reminder for myself, and hopefully it can spark some inspiration or thoughts for you who's watching this. So the first thing that I wanted to share is that it's okay to not have everything figured out. When I was younger and freshly graduated from school, I lost a shocking amount of time trying to plan my life. Like, I was such a perfectionist. I needed to have an exact plan of what I was gonna do and just goals that I needed to achieve. And I think that if I could put all of those minutes I spent... Oh shoot, mi mama. Hi, Ma.
Hello?
Hi, Ma. You're on my YouTube video.
What?
You're on my YouTube video.
What do you mean? Right now?
Yeah, I'm filming so they can hear you.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wait a minute. My hair looks like a mess.
My hair, they can't see you. They're just hearing you.
Okay, but here I'm going to show you some egg glasses.
Okay. Oh, those are beautiful. Amor, ¿te gustan? Son para los huevos.
Don't show them my ugly nails.
Okay, so my brother is gonna visit us. He's traveling from Norway to New York. And so I asked my mom for a couple of things from there. It's always exciting because I feel like it's really unique when you go to someone's house and they're from somewhere else and they have things from there. So whenever I get the chance to just have things in my house that remind me of where I'm from, it's really cool. Anyways, I'm back. So what I was saying was that when I graduated school, I feel like I wanted to have everything so planned out. I was stuck for a really long time. I didn't do anything. I didn't try anything. I didn't risk anything because I was just afraid of failing at my one chance of getting things right. And once I moved here, I had no choice. Literally, New York is a place that if you don't want to take risks, it's gonna make you take risks. It's gonna make you do things that are uncomfortable and that you don't want to do. And I know that if I ever leave New York, that's something that I will definitely take with me. Same thing happened when I got married. I had a specific vision of how I wanted that to look like. But once it happened, I realized that there are seasons and moments in life that you really can't plan out. It's going to look so different than what you thought it would be. And I'm not saying that in like a negative or bad way. I'm just saying it's going to be different. I feel like before I really wanted things to be exactly how I imagined them. I've changed so much from that. I feel like that's also just made me a better person in general. That's just the first thing that I wanted to share. Even when you fail, it'll bring you one step closer to where you want to get. Most things you can try and do again. And I've learned that there will be another chance for you to do that thing. And I obviously wish that that was one thing that I would have done sooner when I was younger. Hopefully, if you're watching this and you feel the same thing, do it. Because if not, time will go by and you will wish you had done it. And now I'm going to take you somewhere in Manhattan. I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe go to a coffee shop or I don't know. But we're going to go somewhere together. That's for sure. I know, no tomé nada. I'll chug it in a moment. Okay, we're out. We literally chose the worst day to film this video. Actually, oh my God, I thought it was a rat. We were gonna film yesterday. The day was perfect. It was sunny. It was gonna be my first spring video. Instead, we got a rainy day, but it's fine. We're headed to a coffee shop that's called Bluestone. Hopefully, it won't rain too much today. I don't like anything I'm saying. What else can I say? Look at all of the flowers. They're so cute. Okay, so the second thing I've learned is that it's totally okay to evolve. I love that phrase that says that you are 1,000 different versions of yourself throughout your whole life. It's funny because I feel like if my teenage self could meet me now, she'd be like so shocked at how different we are. I think that sometimes people protect who they are so much that they're kind of afraid of growing out of that now that I'm older. I love looking back at all of the versions that I've been. Even just 3 years ago, I was a whole different person. That's one of the most beautiful things of life. We were actually talking about it with my mom when she called. She was saying that 26 years ago when I was born, she was such a different person. And I told her that I thought that that was beautiful. It's so cute to know that there was a version of my mom 26 years ago that I'll never meet, but that was who she was at that time. And it's also really nice to see that there were moments in my life where I was so different and I never thought that I could be this version that I am right now. And I'm sure that in a couple more years, I'm going to be so different. My life is going to look so different and I'm going to be a completely different version of who I am today. All of this to say that no one has to stay the same forever. I know so many people that are afraid of changing, and I really used to be that way myself. I hated change in general, but it's really beautiful to grow and evolve. Also, if you ever don't like who you are, you always have the chance to just start fresh and be a new version of yourself. And now we're gonna walk to the coffee shop. Hi, can I please have an iced chai? Thank you. We got our coffee. Oh yeah, it's an iced chai actually. I don't drink coffee. I really wanted to sit down at that coffee shop and film, but it was a little crazy.
It was like a restaurant.
Yeah, it was like a restaurant and people were eating and stuff, so I would have been awkward. What am I doing? Has she ever used a straw? I'm sorry. Where did it go? I'm not kidding. This chai is so good. Oh, you have to try it. It's very good. Let's go. We're gonna go into Central Park. I heard some people judge me for filming and I thought, we're in New York. I didn't know people cared, but apparently they do. It's my first time filming outside, so I hadn't really noticed. Okay, so my husband Santi and I call our younger selves Little Santi and Little Melly. And something that I loved about myself when I was a little kid was how unafraid I was to take up space wherever I was. I felt super comfortable being myself, laughing loud, giving my opinion. And I think that one of the things I miss the most about that version of myself is exactly that. She was so confident in who she was and what she had to say. And I feel like as I've gotten older, it's something that I'm trying very hard to get back. There was a time where I used to cringe so hard whenever I saw someone being a little too loud or taking up space in a room or in a place. And I feel like the reason why was because I resented the fact that I couldn't do that myself. So now, especially with other women, I love celebrating whenever someone is being themselves and taking up room. I love doing that for myself too, because it's very, very hard. So whenever I do it and whenever I allow myself to take up space, I'm so proud. It's so unique and it's so beautiful to see someone be authentic, be loud, be silly, be happy, show their emotions. So yeah, that's the third thing that I've learned and I'm still trying to do at almost 26. I had never seen those buildings from the other side of... Wait, we're in Central Park. Oh, we're at the same place, but we're far away. Look at the famous buildings. This is one of my favorite places in New York. It's just really pretty. Didn't mean to try. Okay, so this next one, it's about comparing yourself to other people. This is so normal and I feel like we all do it. And I feel like personally it's affected me in very different ways, whether it's me comparing myself to others or others comparing themselves to me. It's kind of hard to talk about it from the perspective of others comparing themselves to me, but I feel like what I'm gonna say could be really helpful for people watching. So I'm gonna say it, even though it's kind of awkward. So I'm gonna be super honest. I feel like the biggest insecurities I have of myself have come from women comparing themselves to me. So like a small example is when I was a kid, I would get teased a lot about things that I had physically that I could literally not change. And as I've gotten older, I realized that those things were absolutely beautiful. And I know that my reaction should have been to just let it go, but especially when I was young, that was a really hard thing for me to do. And now I feel like I've lost parts of myself that I really love. It's really hard for me to get those things back. So I would say that Comparison is just a huge thing for me. I try not to do it, even though it's a very normal thing to do. And it's just something I wanted to talk about because it's something that I think affects every single person. We've all done it to someone else, or someone else has done it to us. All of this to say that our lives are supposed to look different. We're not supposed to feel the same, look the same, experience the same things. We're all in different journeys of life and seasons of life. And now, whenever someone is different than me in any way, I always see it as something super positive. That's not always easy. Sometimes it requires a little bit more work than other times, but it's something that I've been doing for quite a while, and I think it's changed my life a lot. If I would have kept on giving to people what I had received at some point, or just wouldn't have changed my mindset, I would have been a very bitter person. And now I feel like I have more joy and I'm just more happy in general because that type of thing consumes you. And that's what I gotta say. Señora, ¿quieres hacer parte del video? And that's it. So I think we're just gonna walk around a little bit more and then head back home. It never rained, by the way. So we just brought the umbrella out for nothing. I'm already married. I want to pretend one day that I haven't gotten married and come to one of these shops and try on dresses and just totally pretend that, oh my gosh, yeah, my wedding's in a year. It's gonna be in Italy. I'd totally buy it and I'd be so happy trying on wedding dresses. I got mine made, so I never really tried on a lot of dresses. And I feel like that's an experience that I need to live. I'm gonna do that one day. And the last thing that I've learned that has been super important for me is to realize that my happiness is my responsibility. I grew up really close with my family, and I feel like what made things exciting was the fact that they were a part of it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That is still the way that I live my life. But what I realized was that I became very dependent on other people to be happy. And on the flip side, whenever I get into an argument or something with someone close to me, that affects everything in my life. It affects the way I feel, the way I act, the way I go about my day. And I think that part of it has to do with my ADHD. It's really hard for me to remove myself from that negative moment because I'm still in there even though physically I'm not. And so, especially since moving here, I know I say this a lot, but moving to another country or another place in the world that you didn't grow up in really changes you. And so ever since I've been here, I just feel like I can't be dependent on anyone to enjoy my life and the things that are going on, not even my husband, my friend, even if I can't have, for instance, my family here. I've just had to learn to enjoy every part of my life, whether I'm with someone, whether I'm not, whether it's a good day, a bad day, something happened with someone else. I've really tried to just be in the moment, be present, and I feel like that's definitely changed just how I view life and how I live it. So I hope that these things were, I don't know, helpful in any way. It's just a couple of things that I feel like are important to me and I try to live by, even though a lot of things I'm still learning to do. I'm not perfect at doing them, and I don't think I'll ever be. But since my birthday is coming up soon, I just felt like these things are so important to me that I didn't want to just keep to myself. I wanted to share them, and I hope that it was inspiring or it sparked an idea or a thought, and that's it.